the actual percentage of annual income that goes to charity or philanthropy is not as high as the United States, but that there are other traditions invariably in countries where the citizens look after one another, where people are concerned, where people are organizing, and this is increasing everywhere. We also see in every country that the governments have taken notice of civil society, have taken notice of their nonprofit sectors, and are very, very concerned about one of two things. That these organizations are either going to be competitive to them in the public discourse, which makes them fearful and makes them want to regulate, or they say that this is a fantastic source of wealth and potential and value for the country, and we really have to support our civil societies so that we can allow our citizens to take control of their lives and plot the courses for their communities themselves. There's usually some combination of those two factors, and in the countries where the governments are forthcoming, recognize that this is a good system, that they want to partner, they don't want to control the system. Those are countries where we have a lot of hope and the governments in some respects reflect the potential overall. But I believe that there is fundamentally a desire on the part of all people to get together and do good things for their families, their communities, their countries. And it doesn't always get reflected in financial contributions. It doesn't have to always be reflected in financial contributions. There are lots of other ways that people contribute. But unless you establish a level of public confidence, unless you start to make information available, no country will ever realize its potential in philanthropy.
That's why transparency is very important.
I think so. I think in the case of South Korea that transparency is critical. That confidence that you say might be lacking now. Let's eliminate that impediment, and you can eliminate it at very low cost. And once it's eliminated, then you can pursue other strategies to encourage philanthropic participation.
Now, another misconception that a lot of people have is that you have to be rich in order to be of help to others, in order to share what you have with others. Yeah. That's not necessarily true, though.
Well, absolutely not. The strength of a giving society is that we're all involved, and the small financial contributions add up, and they often are the most valuable for an organization because they often come with the fewest strings attached as well. And so you find all the major charities in the United States very actively pursuing small donations. It's money that will continue to come year after year because there is a fundamental commitment in that population of donors. It's less ephemeral often than the large contributions. You don't want to forget the large contributions, but that base of small contributions is critical for organizations. And then, of course, a culture of volunteering is every bit as important, and that requires no financial contribution.
In the case of Korea, we're seeing a substantial growth in corporate donations to charity, but personal donations are somewhat lagging behind. Right. How could we encourage people to do what they can to help others?
Well, I wish I could give you the silver bullet, the perfect answer to that question. Our answer is that, well, you'll never achieve the potential, again, without the information and the confidence and so forth. I think that shows like yours are certainly directed toward that end, and that if you can get behind nationally a system like GuideStar, you'll get maybe more visibility and more immediate confidence that can help. But by telling the stories of these social entrepreneurs that have great ideas and have implemented them well and have been very transparent about their work, I think your work and work like GuideStar can start to do that.
Another thing is fundraising for things like disaster relief or the year-end, Christmas, New Year. They tend to be slightly easier because people, I mean, it's the season of giving after all,
right,
and everything. But how do we make it a constant effort?
Well, I appreciate the philosophy behind your question, because I totally agree that
it shouldn't be a one-off thing.
No, we as donors are the capital for civil society, for the nonprofit sector, for these organizations, and we really have to view that role just as voters. We have to take our role seriously. These organizations need us to take our role seriously. They don't need us just to give our money to them, but they need us to make good allocation decisions at the same time. And it's not easy. You know, it's in the States, often a donor will think that his job is done when he takes the tax deduction for the gift that he made over there, and then he doesn't need to worry about it. Well, that's the culture we really have to change. You, the donor, are responsible. You play a critical role in this whole process. This is your opportunity to make your community become what you want it to become. And I don't know, it's many strategies. But again, the one that we picked on was, well, you can't do it unless there's the information that allows you to be proactive.
Well, thank you very much for the message that you had to deliver to us today, and we will all look forward to the establishment of GuideStar Korea as well.
Well, it's been my great pleasure. Thank you very much.
A well-established culture of charity and volunteerism determines how mature a civil society is, and as members of civil society, we all should take responsibility for the kind of society that we create. That is it for this edition of Heart to Heart. I'll be back with more next time.